everybody, welcome to Literacy Night. I'm Dawn Hughes. I would like to talk about our goals this year. Your child this year will be taking 2 reading assessments, and they will take these assessments in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring. These assessments measure reading level. It measures comprehension, vocabulary, and fluency. And we would like to have each second grader raise their performance on these assessments. And to do that, we need your help. We would like your student to read every day outside of the classroom. If they can read for 20 minutes outside of the classroom, they will be exposed to 1.8 million new words a year. That will help them, data shows, score around the 90th percentile range. 5 minutes a day, a child is exposed to 282,000 new words a year, and that scores around the 50th percentile range. 1 minute a day, they're only exposed to 8,000 new words a year, and that scores around the 10th percentile. Data shows. We know that by reading outside of the classroom, it rapidly develops language skills and it helps students make connections with their outside world. So we're going to talk about reading folders. Every day, your student is going to bring home a reading folder that looks like this. And in it will be books that are just right for them. Another thing that will be in there is a reading log, and this will help them track their minutes that they read and the books that they do read. And there's also a reference sheet, and this is a guide for you to help your child read. There's questions to ask your child when they're reading. There's some literacy games, and there's some other resources that you can use. Another really fun, exciting thing that we're doing this year in our classes is we're doing book buddies. And it's a way to build community and learn about people in our community. We will be having a guest reader come in and read to our students. And then we would love for you guys to share your culture with us too. And so if you want to sign up and share your family's favorite book with us, we would love that. Resources that we have for you guys to get books in the hands of students is our classroom library and our school library are great sources for that. Kids will be taking books from our classroom library home almost every day. Another great resource are our local libraries. Our public libraries are wonderful. The Richland Public Library has Dial-a-Book, where you dial a phone number and you get a book read to you. There's on both of the websites there for Mid-Columbia Library and Richland Public Library. There's videos of read-alouds. There's activities that you can do. There's books, ebooks that you can check out and read. It's a great resource. Another great thing is the Kindle app, and you don't need a Kindle device to use the Kindle app. You just download the app to your Apple or Android device, and then you're able to read. They have free books. You can buy books, but they also have a lot of free children's books that you can download, and when you're waiting for brother to get out of practice, you can pass the phone back and they can read a digital book. Another great way for digital books is we have Reading A to Z on your Chromebook app from the school computer. There's also audiobooks and YouTube. You can check out audiobooks from the public library, but in order to get audio book experience, you can use YouTube. So if you want to read Pete the cat, or this is Splat the cat, you just type in Splat the cat, good night, sleep tight in the YouTube search bar, and a lot of the time it will pop up or read aloud. And so your student can listen to it while listen to somebody read it while they follow along. So that's a great way to have an audio book if you don't have one. So now that we've talked about what we're asking for you guys to do outside of the classroom, let's talk a little bit about what your student will be doing while we're in the classroom. So our reading instruction and what it looks like. Each student or each day, students will have a 90-minute reading block. And I know it's like, wow, that's a lot of time. But it goes by really fast, and there's a lot of different things that we do in that time. There will be whole group reading where we read as a whole class. There will be smaller groups that get together and read. There will be literacy station that your child will be doing at this time. They'll be working with partners reading. They'll be reading individual Just Right books. They'll be reading with our para-educators. In that 90-minute block, they are getting so many different opportunities to have books and just work on their reading skills. Another really exciting thing that we're doing this year in our classroom is a reading raffle. And so every book that the student logs at home, they get to mark a check. Every book that they read in class, they get to mark a check. And at the end of the month, we count up all the checks. They get that many tickets in the reading raffle, and we start drawing names. And there are a lot of different things that they can get. They can pick the read aloud for the day. They can read with a flashlight underneath their desk during free reading time. They can come to lunch bunch, and we're going to have different teachers and staff members reading with the students at lunch. I have bookmarks that they could pick. I have some books that they could choose. So there's a lot of fun things in the book raffle this year. Another thing that we're doing that I'm excited about this year is we're going to have a book club. And so different groups of students will pick a book, we'll read it together, and then we'll come together and we'll talk about it and make text to self connections, text to community connections, text to friend connections. It's just going to be a good way to get into a book and to explore. And then our big surprise this year is we're going to get visited from the book fairy. I have teamed up with some community donors, and each month your child will get a book to take home to add to your guys' home library. So at the end of the month, the book fairy will come, deliver the box of books. The students will get them. They'll get a little sticker that says this book belongs to. They get to write their name on it. They get to stick it in that cover, and they get to take home and have a book, just another book at home to read and enjoy. So I'd like to thank you guys all for coming tonight. My #1 goal is to have your child love reading. And so I look forward to working with you. And if you have any questions, go ahead and contact me. My contact information is below. Thanks. Have a great night.